Got the chains on me, and it ain't no key. I'm still in the same place, the ceiling I can't break, ain't willing to make changes. And I can't get free. Why is pain so cheap? Mind racing like stimulants and agents, still on the main case, it feel like the damn Matrix. And the final size, it consumed the entire drive, but it ain't loaded. The only thing I delete is space. Why does the room feel why? But remain closed in. I'm alone anyway. Why leave this place? The virus is something you can't shake. It might make it harder to compute. Deciphering all that was at stake. So how I won't fall if I jump rules. Desire it, want it, we love fate. You lie, my heart for the blunt truth. I died and my armor was unscathed. So science should call me the one too. On a mission with no plan. Just a pistol in both hands. I'm a bitch in the program. And the system reload till the whole system broke down. It's like deja vu. Every single thing I do. Same words every page I choose. Dream pain hurt when I wake, I'm bruised. I can't make my move. Where I'm at is where I remain like glue. Lane turn, but it ain't my route. Shame burns, it became my muse. Anger, it became my noose that I hang by loose, cause I can't die. Who's gonna raise my youth if I say I'm through? Name tattooed on the gravesite too. Daylight views of a late night moon. Sing my blues, I'ma change my tune. Playing by the rules, it's a game I would lose, but I can't lie, the truth is engraved like rose. The virus is something you can't shake. It might make it harder to compute. Deciphering all that was at stake. So how I won't fall if I jump rules. Desire it, want it, we love fate. You lie, my offer the blunt truth. I died and my armor was unscathed. So science should call me the one too. On a mission with no plan. Just a pistol in both hands. I'm a bitch in the program. And the good thing reload till the whole system broke down. We all slave to the grind. Racing with time. Wasting our prime. Ain't to the crime, but the cage in our mind. Captured and chained. Gagged and restrained. Done asking for change. Gas on the flame, only ashes remain. We all slave to the grind. Racing with time. Wasting our prime. Ain't to the crime, but the cage in our mind. Captured and chained. Gagged and restrained. Done asking for change. Gas on the flame, only ashes remain. On a mission with no plan. Just a pistol in both hands. I'm a bitch in the program. And the good thing reload till the whole system broke down. Bet you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you can hear me now. Let me know in the chat before I go. Can you hear me? Mic check. All right. So I did have to like reset my cookies or whatever before doing this podcast. So I forgot to select the mic before I came in. But anyway, we're back with the podcast Two Protects One, and we're back with a very important question. A question I think we should all be asking ourselves, okay? Israel, friend or foe? All right. I have very strong opinions on this. Do I know all the answers? Can I get into a philosophical debate and come out like the victor? Probably not. Okay. But I can do one thing is I can look at a situation and evaluate it with my gut and watch what the fuck they're doing. And I'm telling you right now, Israel is making some very crooked, shady moves. Okay. And we're going to watch some videos about that. We're going to talk about that. One of the shadiest moves, in my opinion, all right, is here lately buying of TikTok. All right. Little fucking weird that they decide to go all out and buy. Oh, hold on. Let me turn my mic up a little bit. They decided to go all out, buy TikTok from China. Okay. We were all worried about China. China's got all our information. China's going to do this. China's going to do that. And then I've actually seen people that are like, well, Israel bought, somebody that's a Jew bought TikTok. Should be all right. I don't want no foreign countries having my information. But the reality of the matter is they already have your information. If they wanted to, they know where to fucking find you. All right. They have all your information, probably all your banking information. All right. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit, they've probably seen your ID. There are ways around it where you could be an anonymous account, but come on. All right. They'll find you if they really want to. The CIA, FBI, whoever it is. If they really want to find you, they'll find you. So I really want to just get in and watch a video. It's a clip from Elijah Schaffer's show the other night. There has been rumblings, okay, of Israel's involvement in the Charlie Kirk shooting, okay? I've stated my opinion on it. I haven't seen anything that's concrete, but I also don't work in the industry. I don't work around all of these like conning people. Okay. I don't have connections. I don't know these people. I don't know what they're capable of. I don't know what the hell is going on. The only thing I know is that there's some stuff that's really starting to not sit right with me. And it hasn't been sitting right with me for the last couple of years. Okay. And I'm sure I've been called a lot of things since I've been following Donald Trump. Okay. I've been called a racist, a Nazi, white supremacist, a fucking hillbilly, a cracker. I've been called everything you could possibly think of. By the end of this live stream, you can probably add anti-Semitic. Okay. Just for calling Israel out, you'll be labeled as anti-Semitic. If you even notice, which a lot of people have done a lot of noticing. Okay. We notice the noticing. And we're noticing some fucked up shit. All right. Just that simple. We are noticing some fucked up shit. Israel has basically, in my opinion, wiped Gaza off the map. All right. They've been bombing churches. They've been bombing women and children. And the United States has basically gave them the green light to fucking do it. And it's not good, man. It's not good. It's not good. I'll say this. It's not good that we're even involved in it. Okay. If they want to go over there and bomb the shit out of each other, by all means, fucking do it. Okay. I don't know why we got to stick our fucking nose in it. Why do we have to jump in and say,
well, I think we should work out a peace deal with them. No, let them blow each other up. All right. That's how I feel about it. I'm not pro-Israel. I'm not pro-Palestine, Gaza, none of that. I don't give a shit about them people. I don't give a shit about that. They're over in the Middle East. I don't care about them people. Okay? I don't. And I know a lot of people will say, well, we got to defend the Jews because that's the holy land and they're the holy people. And I'm letting you know that people that are living in Israel right now, in my opinion, it's not the same. Okay. It's not the same. All right. It's not the same people. Do your research a little bit. It's not the same fucking people. All right. They hate Christians. They hate Jesus. They think they are God's chosen people. Okay. And that's why when they're over here, they act like they own this fucking place. And the more research you do, the deeper you dive into it. I mean, it's obvious. But I wanted to pull up a clip from last night, and I'll explain it a little bit when I pull it up. So Elijah Schaffer, one of my favorite content creators, whatever you want to call him, conservative, right wing, some people call him an asshole, or so on and so forth. I don't really give a shit what you call him. I like Elijah. He's straight to the point. He doesn't mince words with people, and he's at times very. I would say he's brutally honest, and people don't like that. So I want to pull this up, and we'll go ahead and view it or look at it. This is weird. I'm sorry. I got distracted because it says this video literally has no views on it.
Influencers.
So this is weird. So this talks about, well, let me set it up first, okay? Because I want to set it up with some clips from Twitter. X, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter. Most people call it X. They're extremely hateful. I agree, Jeff. They're extremely hateful. Something else we shouldn't be involved in. White devil, yeah? I have been called a white devil. That's funny. Yeah, that you say that. They are extremely hateful. I agree. And this sets up Elijah's clip. So I want to play this clip first. So if you haven't noticed, Bibi Netanyahu has been in the United States for a couple days now, 3 or 4 days, something like that. And he's been meeting with Trump, and they're talking about this like peace treaty, okay? And I don't think it's going to happen because every time they get close to a peace treaty, Israel fucking breaks it. And it's just that simple. They break the peace treaty. And they've done it several times now. And that's where you get that famous clip of where Trump's like walking out to the helicopter. I don't know if people have seen it or not. The reporter asked him about Gaza and Israel, and he says they both don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, that happened a couple months ago. That's because Israel keeps breaking their peace treaty with Gaza. So this is a meeting. I'm going to set this up before I play it because this leads into Elijah Schaffer's clip. So I'm going to play. This is from I'll just play it. Hold on. So it says Netanyahu meets with U.S. influencers to discuss how they can brainwash evangelicals back to supporting Israel. So the evangelical church is very much brainwashed into this thinking of being a Judeo-Christian, okay? That we should have to practice Judeo traditions and be like the Jews, but also live in the New Testament under the sacrifice, the death, and the resurrection of Christ. It doesn't work like that. I will say this, even through, all the years of being completely oblivious to Israel and some of the shady shit they've been doing, I've never considered myself a Judeo-Christian. I've considered myself a Christian following after Christ. saved by his mercy and grace. Okay, there's no. I've never been into practicing Jewish customs and Jewish traditions from the Old Testament. I just don't do that. Okay, I don't do that. I don't recommend you do that. All right, I don't recommend that for you and your family. That's just my personal opinion. Now, some people will disagree with me, but the more and more you take from the Old Testament and you move it past the cross and the sacrifice that Jesus Christ made on the cross, the more you're willing to take on the burden of the Old Testament, of the law. And we've been set free. We've been set free in Christ. We've been set free by his blood, and by his stripes we've been healed. Okay. The whole Judeo thing, you can miss me with that. I think the Old Testament has a lot of good scriptures in it. Don't get me wrong. But you have to read it in the right mindset. You have to have discernment when you're reading the Old Testament. Not all of that pertains to you. A lot of what's in the Old Testament pertains to Jews. Okay. I'm not a Jew. I am a Gentile. All right. Saved by grace, saved by God's mercy, saved by his sacrifice. So, but anyway, so the evangelical church, I just gave like a mini sermon. I'm back though. Okay. I'm back. All right. I went out there. Then I came back. I reeled that shit back in. All right. Let's go. Yeah, I hear you, Jonathan. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I consider myself a Southern Baptist. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And that's the thing. You can be, in my opinion, you can be, if you want to consider yourself a Judeo-Christian, go ahead. But when you try to tell me that you're not a Christian unless you live underneath these Jewish customs, laws, rules, regulations, yeah, I don't buy into that. I just don't buy into that way of thinking. Okay. I've been set free in Christ. You're not going to put me in bondage any more than I put myself in bondage with my own shortcomings and my own sins. Okay. I'm not a perfect man. I fall short. I pray for God's grace and mercy every day. But I refuse to be bound by somebody else's weight of sin, their shortcomings, their condemnation. I just won't do that. But anyway, this is a group of young evangelical people, conservatives. Okay, this is a meeting that they're having. These are social media influencers meeting with Bibi Netanyahu to discuss, it's basically a discussion of being more pro-Israel and the necessity to do that, and how important it is for people to stay like on Israel's side. So I'll quit blabbering. Here we go.
So something I would like to raise, which was actually my first published paper, was how you and the Likud party are cut from the same ideological cloth as Trump and the GOP in America. And so specifically with Charlie Kirk's assassination, who was a big mentor of mine, who's my first mentor in the space, evangelicals, from all my research, evangelicals are the reason that Israel has been supported in public sphere outside of just Jews. So with Charlie's assassination and with the kind of trajectory that we see with like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, I guess I'm curious about what's another game plan if we lose evangelical support for the state of Israel. What's our backup plan to be strong, like outside the diaspora?
God, that was a terrible fucking question. Okay, I'm going to say this, okay? Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, they've been calling it out. I've been calling it out for about a year now. But if you want to go back to the real OG of calling out Jews for the shit that they're doing and Israel for the shit they're doing, you go back to Nick Fuentes, okay? Nick Fuentes has been calling it out for a long time. Elijah's been calling it out. It's crazy to, and in my opinion, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, they only scratched the surface of some of the shit, okay? They only go so far. All right. And I don't trust them. I don't trust Candace. Okay. I've been watching Candace since Charlie Kirk died and some of the shit that she's been doing. I don't agree with it. Like, you have to eventually show evidence. I agree with some of the stuff that she's saying, and it sounds good. And I'm like, okay, I want to jump on board with you, but you have to eventually start to show evidence. And a lot of this stuff has been surrounding like Charlie Kirk's death and what's been going on with that. And, you know, was Israel involved? Was it a setup by the FBI? Is the FBI hiding stuff? What the hell really happened? So on and so forth. I need to see more evidence. Let's put it that way. If somebody has credible evidence, please put it out. But also, you got to kind of fear for your life, too, because if you're going against the FBI, the CIA, Israel, yeah, they're going to fuck your life up. They're going to fuck your life up. But anyway, let's go back just a little bit to the end of her dumbass question.
Backup plan to be strong, like outside of the diaspora.
Christian influencers. Okay. You said, you talked about the woke right. And you said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant. The woke.
So what he's talking about here is that the people on the right, like your content creators, your political pundits, whatever you want to call them, okay, YouTubers, all right, the people on the right that are calling out Israel are all of a sudden called the woke right. Well, he went a step further yesterday with this and called us the woke Reich, which, you know, we know what that is. Basically calling us fucking Nazis. All right. And it only gets better from here. So if you question Israel, a country that's supposed to be our allies, all right, they're doing some fucked up shit, bombing women and children, bombing Catholic churches, basically committing a genocide over in Gaza, whether you want to admit it or not. That's what they're doing. All right. And I believe, this is just my personal opinion, I believe that they allowed October 7th to happen. They allowed it to happen. They wanted an excuse to wipe Gaza off the fucking map. And they got it, and they took advantage of it, and they're still taking advantage of it. Anyway, so now he's coming out and calling people on the right that question Israel, the woke right, basically calling us Nazis.
Woke Reich. That's a brilliant. The woke Reich, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're movies. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also.
Now, if that doesn't tell you something, okay, they're basically saying they're willing to throw as much money as possible through NGOs, into the government, social media, okay, to buy, because what they're doing is they're buying these influencers. And most of them are on the right. Okay, if you watch what they're doing on the right, and you watch some of these conservative influencers, I challenge anybody that's in here right now, go back 6 months ago and watch Officer Tatum's videos and watch how much he mentions Israel. Okay, and now watch a video from 2-3 days ago and listen to his video, see how much he mentions Israel. There's something going on with that dude. Okay. And a lot of these social media influencers, they get these special trips over to Israel. They go over with all these all expense paid vacations. They go over, they kiss the wall. They get a good talking to. They get their directions on what they need to do with their social media accounts. And then they go over and they come back to the United States and they're pro-Israel. I mean, if you're on X and you follow this, you see it every day. You see it every day. there are people that will undoubtedly die on the Israel hill and leave their fellow Americans. You know, they'll leave them out to fucking get shot in the back of their head. And that's just the simple facts of it. They will shill for Israel more than they'll, you know, stick up for their fellow Americans. Like, I'll say this, who the fuck is this guy to come into the United States, meet with evangelical, conservative Christians, and start giving them directions and trying to buy them to the Israel movement in our fucking country? This is our country, bro. Like, if you want people to stop talking negatively about Israel, stop doing negative shit. And it's just that simple. And when he says, well, they're the same as the left, fuck you. Don't compare me to them people. Just because I got eyes and ears and I pay attention to what the fuck you're doing doesn't mean that I'm a lefty because we agree on something. You can go out there and talk to a lefty and ask them why they support Palestine, and they wouldn't be able to tell you why. I could tell you why I support America and why I don't like you. Okay? Because I am America first. I don't want to be in any Middle Eastern wars. I am not sending my 2 sons, all right, 10, 15 years from now to go die in a war for fucking Israel. Just ain't happening, bro. Just ain't happening. You can like it. You can call me anti-Semitic. You can say whatever you want about me. But it's the truth. You're over there starting all kinds of fucking wars in the Middle East. And you need the United States' money and weapons to win those fucking wars. So what you're over here doing is you're trying to keep peace over here with everybody that's starting to notice shit. And what you're seeing is shit slip away. And what some people say, now I'll say this, I don't know, okay? But I will say the whole thing about Charlie Kirk. In my opinion, nothing has been able to be traced back to Israel. If there's evidence out there, I haven't seen it, okay? Which I haven't been watching a lot of it here over the last couple of days. There's been a lot of hearsay. But I will say one thing. There is a motive. There is a motive. If Israel was to be involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination, there is a motive. Because Charlie Kirk was starting to speak out about Israel. He was starting to have some disagreements with the government of Israel. He was starting to have some disagreements with the way they were handling the Gaza situation. Now, was he anti-Israel? No. Charlie was pro-Israel all the way to the day he died, supposedly. But he was asking questions, all right? And he was the most influential conservative, in my person, social media influencer, whatever you want to call him, public speaker, okay? He was one of the most prominent conservatives, and especially for the youth. That was what Charlie Kirk was known for, reaching out to the youth. Turning Point was a youth movement. If all of a sudden that voice gets louder and louder in Charlie's head, and all of a sudden Charlie starts having anti-Israel type of behavior and acting a certain way, I mean, there is a motive. I'm not saying they did shit, okay, but there is a motive. Yeah, I've heard conflicting reports on that. I've heard 150 million, 2 million. I've heard a lot of conflicting reports. I don't know what's true and what's not, to be totally honest with you. I've heard some people say he was offered $150 million. I've heard some people say it wasn't even close to that, and it was for something else. It wasn't even really to keep quiet about Israel. I've heard he was intimidated at a meeting, like a retreat at the Hamptons. I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard conflicting reports about that. Like Jeff just posted, we will never know what's true, unfortunately. We still don't know what the fuck happened with JFK. We still don't know. Martin Luther King Jr., we don't know. All right. 9/11, we don't know for sure, but there were some dancing Israelis. Let's put it that way. So let's go ahead and jump back into this. I went off on a fucking tangent there. All right. I went off on a tangent.
I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance, to that community. They're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. You know, the weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay. And you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, you know, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons.
That's a fucking weird. That is a weird statement to make. Anybody find that fucking statement weird? Run that back, all right? Just listen to that.
And you have these new things, you know, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply.
We have drones. Not going to get into that, though. That seems awfully... Why would you fucking bring that up? Why would you even bring that up?
To the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is class TikTok.
These people in this crowd are basically eating out of this guy's hand, and they're so fucking retarded, couldn't even figure out what he was talking about. He's talking about the purchase of TikTok. The most important thing that's going on right now. All right. You want to know why? Because TikTok was allowing anti-Israel information, okay, to leak out. All right. Now it was from a bunch of crazy pro-lefties. All right. A conservative like myself still couldn't do shit on there. I don't give a fuck about TikTok, but I definitely did not want it to go into Israel's hand. I didn't want no power. No. Can we get somebody else to be in charge of a fucking billion-dollar business in this country? All right. Besides a Jew. I'm just stating the obvious. All right. And my beef isn't with Jewish people. Okay. But let's be honest. They're running a lot of shit. All right. There's a lot of them in power in this country. There's a lot of influence in our government. A lot of influence through AIPAC. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Go back and you can listen to these people be retards again.
TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important. X. That's very good. And you know, so we have to talk to Elon.
I didn't catch that. Listen to that. Run that back.
X. That's very good.
You can hear somebody in the background say a cesspool. They call X a cesspool. So when you're on there and you're starting to notice about Israel, and you're starting to notice all the fucked up shit they're doing, how much influence they have in your government. You're starting to notice all of this shit just ain't right. These people, these evangelicals that support Israel, think that you're just over in a cesspool, that you're a degenerate, that you're a fucking loser. That's what they think about you, okay? And I've heard this type of discussion before, and it's come from the fucking left, all right? I'm telling you, if you go and do a poll, like if you're like, I would like to see like a popular person that has a bunch of followers on X, like do some kind of poll that says, hey, something along the lines of like how many people are anti-Israel that was pro-Trump back in 2016. I guarantee you a lot of the MAGA people have started to be more anti-Israel because we know they're doing some fucked up shit. So any criticism of Israel will be forever considered anti-Semitic. Exactly. Exactly. And if you challenge them whatsoever, they'll just say, well, you know, we've had this anti-Semitic slop be thrown at us before, you know, and it led to 6 million people dying. Like that's their go-to. This we've heard this type of rhetoric before, and it led to 6 million people dying. And it's like, fuck you. Fuck you. I don't let anybody claim victimhood. I don't give a fuck if you're Israel or black or white. Okay. We're done with that. Okay. The shit's done. We're on a new, this is 2025, bro. It's over. No more victim shit. All right. I'm literally watching my country disintegrate right before my eyes. And you think that I'm going to let somebody stand up in front of me and be a fucking victim without me calling it out? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyway, I don't know. I don't even fucking know where I got to on that. All right. Where did that come from? I just went off in left field. Here we go.
X.
That's
Exactly. Very good. And, you know, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight.
If he can get those two things, we can move on, and that would be a lot. So he has to get those two apps under control. He's already got TikTok. Is he going to get X? Is Elon going to cave? Is Elon going to kiss the wall? Is Elon going to Auschwitz? All right. We'll see. He's already made one trip, and that was a while back ago. We'll see if Elon folds.
Fight the fight. Okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends or those who could be our Jewish our friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No. Will there be a strong counterpoint? Yes.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a strong counterpoint, you fucker.
So something.
You ain't seen shit yet. I'll say this, he ain't seen shit yet. We're just getting started, baby. All right? There's more and more people waking up and realizing Israel is not our friend. Okay? They're not our buddy. They're not our pal. All right? And this is the thing, I don't give a fuck what Trump says. Like Trump being led around by the balls. All right. They got Trump by the fucking balls. Hey, what up, Flawed? It's a sad reality, but it is true. As of right now, it is fucking true. It is true. He's about to fuck around and find out. I don't know. He's going to find out from us. From us, our government? Nah. I think both sides are fucking cucked. But the way I'm looking at it right now, the right is running shit. Okay, we got the House, we got the Senate, we got a lot of the like Supreme Court. We got the majority in the Supreme Court. All right. And we're sitting back doing nothing, bro. I mean, yeah, we're doing these ICE raids and we're cracking down on Antifa. But man, are we really making, I look at it and I go, are we getting the leaders or are we just getting the followers protesting? Are we going to take down the leaders of the organizations? Are we going to dismantle the organizations? If not, all this other shit don't mean nothing. All right? All this other shit, it just don't mean nothing, bro. We're just spinning our wheels. And, yeah, time will tell. I mean, I don't think Trump's 100% useless, but when it comes to this shit, Israel's going to do whatever the fuck they want. And this is just my personal opinion. I've said it a million times before. I think Israel has something on Trump. I think they have threatened Trump and his family, and that's just my personal opinion. So Jeff says, what's going on with ICE and all that is the same with the war on drugs. We're getting the dealers, not the main source. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're making some improvements with the border and shit, but it ain't nowhere near what I want and what I think should happen. Those are rookie numbers, bro. We got to get our numbers up. Round them up, get them the fuck out, bro. You got to go, dude. You got to go. If you're here illegally, I don't give a fuck about your sad, sorry fucking story, dude. You got to go. You got to go. You've been here 20 years. You ain't got papers. You're not a legal U.S. citizen yet. Got to go. You got to go. Hey, you got kids here too? They got to go too. Fuck them. And I know that the law isn't set up like that. I'm pretty sure if you're born in the United States, you stay in the United States. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I think you should have to go. I don't know. Call me a heartless fucking asshole. But anyway, so this is what Elijah starts talking about. Okay, so this was important to play that clip because this is what Elijah's talking about, and I'm going to share it with you in just a second. And we're going to go through this clip. When Miriam Adelson gave $100 million to Trump's campaign back in 2024, I knew he was compromised. Exactly, dude. A lot of people don't realize how much money Trump got from people like Miriam Adelson and like the Silicon Valley billionaires and shit. Yeah, bro. He got a shit ton of money this time around. 2016, he came in with his own shit. He didn't need people to bail him out. He didn't need people to support him and his run for the presidency. He didn't need that shit, bro. It took a lot of money. Do I believe that Trump's whole presidency is going to be a complete waste? I don't know. Time will tell. But I think we're being fed a bunch of BS right now. I think we're being fed a bunch of BS. Like I said numerous times on this channel, I want to see the border shut down. I want to see the wall put up, make it 6 feet higher, put drones, fucking lasers, armed guards. I don't give a shit. Shut the border down. Deport all these illegal immigrants. And it's going to have to look, I'll say this. If they go into Chicago, like they're doing already just now, they just started going into Chicago, going into Portland, going into like New York City. If they go into these places, people have to realize the optics are going to be bad. Okay. They're going to be bad. Everybody's got a phone. Every news reporter's following ICE. You have to get past the optics. And I just don't think Trump will do it. I don't think Trump will do it. He'll get like some battle. They'll tackle a mother, an illegal immigrant that's a mother to the ground. It'll be all over the news and Trump will back down. That's just my personal opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and watch what Elijah's got to say. This is about the Bibi Netanyahu clip. So I thought it was pretty important. And apparently they are fucking with Elijah pretty hardcore right now. I've been reading some of his tweets and it's not good. Not good. Pray for this guy and his family. Let's put it that way.
We're heading into what's called the Eighth Front War, and I want to talk about this. This is not, you don't have to be anti-Semitic to join the conversation. If you are, even better. No, I'm kidding. We're not promoting anti-Semitism. That's what they're saying we're doing. We're not promoting hatred of Jewish people. We're not even talking about Jewish people. We're actually talking about the Israeli government today, Netanyahu's regime, and a war that he's decided to wage on us. Now, I think this is insane because just a few weeks ago, I had brought on remote right through a video, one of Israel's top propagandists who works for Netanyahu, who basically said that there's going to be this new digital front, this eighth front warfare. They are fighting their battles on 8 fronts now, Israel says, in order to do what? Well, I mean, one can only guess based on the fact that they say what they want, and that is a technocratic, feudalistic, globalist society that takes revenge on the Christian European population, as the rabbis state, in order to bring.
Hey, hold on, Elijah. I just want to say this. Break this down for like a retard like me. Like basically they want control. They want a control of all your technology, your social media. They want to be in control of, they're already in control of the media. I get what he's saying, but I'm like, dude, there's so many big, run that back. All right. There's a lot of big words in there. All right. He lost me.
They want, and that is a technocratic, feudalistic, globalist society that takes revenge on the Christian European population, as the rabbis state, in order to bring Jewish dominance internationally and punish us for the sacking of their temple through the Roman Empire. And that's genuinely what these people want to accomplish as they rebuild the third temple, and with Sam Altman and Palantir, control us all, create AI, create the Antichrist, and declare themselves God. Anyway, that's a very short and simple thing. But let's talk about.
I love it. All right, because you can tell he's passionate. He's studied this shit. I am not anywhere near that. Okay, I don't. In my understanding, I'm getting there. I'm researching. I'm digging. But I understand what he's trying to say. They want it. That a lot of the stuff that you see nowadays, like the race war between blacks and whites, I believe that's pushed by Israel. The porn epidemic that we have in society, that's pushed by Jewish people. There's other stuff too that I'm not thinking of right now. But yeah, that was a very quick way. Well, I'm going to run it back just a little bit, but I'll let it play for a minute. That was a very quick way to say a lot that I don't fucking understand. I have to have Elijah break this down for me from a fundamental standpoint.
Hacking of their temple through the Roman Empire. And that's genuinely what these people want to accomplish as they rebuild the third temple, and with Sam Altman and Palantir, control us all, create AI, create the Antichrist, and declare themselves God. Anyway.
Now, I do want to say something about Palantir. I do know a little bit about that. Palantir is like they want to put like an AI tracking system on people. Okay, they want to be able to track your every movement, which we're already kind of a security type state country. All right, we already are. There's fucking cameras everywhere. All right, they're tracking you with your phone every day, everywhere you go. I mean, they're tracking you, bro. They're tracking you. So I get what he's saying. Palantir's gonna like take that to the next level type shit. And with the way they're dressing it up is like, we want this Palantir technology so we can track down all these illegal immigrants. And that shit's gonna eventually turn on you, and they're gonna be tracking you. And if you go against Israel, or if you go against whatever political party's in charge, right now it's Republicans. But what happens when the Democrats get in charge? They're going to track you, hunt you down. They already talked about when Biden was in office about how the radical right needs to be sent to re-education camps, okay? Like they call us Nazis and fucking white supremacists, like, oh, they're neo-Nazis, like, and then they want to send us to re-education camps. I say we capitalize on everything right now, and we send their asses to re-education camps. I say we just deport all the fucking liberals. All right, let's just round them all up, deport them. Fuck it, I'll help. Man, I'm gonna talk to Triple T about this, because I do want to have a discussion about Israel. I think and that's the thing. I like Triple T too, but he is way off on Israel. And I've told him that before on a live stream. We just didn't get into it. They quickly just kind of changed the subject. But he's off on Israel. Israel, look, I have a different opinion than most people. I believe that we should be isolationists. I believe we should learn to get the fuck out of everybody else's business. Okay? Stay out of people's business. All right? We don't need to be over helping Ukraine win a war with fucking Russia. I give a shit less about that. Okay, sad for the Ukraine people that'll lose their lives, so on and so forth. But why? Like, what? I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to be involved in Israel and any kind of Middle Eastern war. I don't want to go to war with Iran. Why? Why would I want to go to war with Iran? I'm worried about paying my bills every fucking day. All right? I'm worried about putting food on the table for my kids. Fuck the Middle East. We spent 20 years over there in Afghanistan and Iraq, and we got nothing but a bunch of people fucking killed. No, I don't give a shit. Stop. We should never put boots to the fucking ground in the Middle East ever again. We should remove everybody, never put boots over there. If they talk shit, just drop one big ass fucking bomb on them and be done. No more fucking white Americans dying for Israel or any other country in the Middle East. Okay, we're done with that. I don't want any of my American brothers or sisters going over there, no matter what color you are, race you are. I don't want any of my brothers and sisters going over there and fucking dying. Period. I watched my brother. My brother spent a year in Iraq and he spent a year, I think, in like South Korea. And then he spent a year in Iraq and then like 3 or 4 years in Afghanistan. And it fucked him up, dude. It fucked him up. Like he has, what's that COPD from the Agent Orange or whatever? Yeah. And it fucked him up mentally, dude. And I had people I went to high school with went over there, fought in Afghanistan. And they're fucked up. They'll never be the same, dude. I don't know. Yeah, I know about the toll mud. Yeah, not good. I don't know much about it, but yeah, it's not good. I want our industry back. Trump fucked us with tariffs by not propping up American businesses to produce cheaper alternative products to foreign crap. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on fucking tariffs. The only thing I know is I look for results. Okay, what are the results? The results right now is I'm paying the same amount or maybe even a little bit higher when I go to the fucking grocery store. I'm paying the same amount or maybe even a little higher when I fill my gas tank up. Okay, I'm paying the same fucking price for my electric bill. I'm paying the same price for my gas bill. What the fuck are we doing? Okay, I know it's only been, 8 months? Okay, well, we got it. By the beginning of the year, we got to start seeing some kind of progress. All we're saving billions and billions on tariffs. I don't see any of that money. I don't give a fuck about that. All right? Is it going to be in my pocket? No. It'll probably be in Israel's pocket. Fuck that. Anyway. Well, I'm fucking wrong.
That's a very short and simple thing. But let's talk about what's actually going on here. So you saw in that video, Netanyahu says that they're now going to accomplish and defeat their war in whatever means possible. Now, there's a third video right there that I want you to bring up before we talk about this, Mike. It's called Influencers Being Targeted. You can see that there. And basically, in order to start fighting the warfare, Netanyahu realizes that we are missing a key proponent, and that's that they've lost the narrative. They've lost the generation. And so instead of trying to convince people to agree with them, they decided to buy people out and to spend unlimited amounts of money buying influencers. So pay attention to this. One of those influencers, Emily Austin, was with a group of influencers at the Knesset, I think, in Israel, or that might be here in the United States. I'm actually not entirely sure, since Netanyahu currently is here. I think it actually might be in New York. Talking to him, listen to what he says. This is absolutely diabolical. Play this video, Mike, and I want to talk about this Eighth Front War.
So something I would like to
he's going to play the same video we played. Let me run it through. I didn't know he played the video in this clip. My bad. Or we would have just watched this. But he explains it after this, which is probably going to be a lot better than my fucking commentary. But I don't know. I feel like I was a little unhinged. All right, so hold on. Let me go back. There we go.
And you have these new things, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons.
I have, Jeff.
apply to the.
I have. I've had a lot of political shit on my
And the most
chest
important ones are
that I haven't let go. All right,
The most
it's coming
important
out.
purchase that is going on right now is class TikTok. TikTok, number one.
Fucking retards.
And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important. X. That's very good. And so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight the fight. Okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends or those who.
Fuck you. I've already heard this bullshit, but I don't want to keep.
No.
I'll fuck it up if I keep going.
Yes.
All right. I just want to jump into this. There's so much to break down in that video, but like straight up at the very beginning, he says that I'm gonna try to get closer to my mic here. He says specifically with Emily Austin, she realized that the only thing keeping Israeli support in the United States are evangelical Christians. And I asked a question on X. Do you think that evangelical Christianity is a psyop to take advantage of Christians and support Israel, a state that's working outside of our interests? And even a lot of evangelicals agree that they think it's been co-opted. But I feel like we got to talk about that in our country, right? You have to talk about the fact that we're in an eighth front war where there is a foreign nation trying to prevent our nation from prioritizing its own ideas, its own will, its own infrastructure, and to spend money, trillions of dollars fighting their wars. And the fact that we don't want that, he's declaring us enemies, but then he's also there saying basically what we're going to have to do is make sure that we A, capture evangelical support, keep it, and B, to those that we don't support, we need to censor them and control what information they get to control the narrative. Did I get that wrong? Is that what you saw too, Braden?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. I mean, he literally called people who disagreed with the Israel narrative the woke Reich, as if he's comparing, those people to Nazi Germany, which is what everyone, on the left does. That is the playbook. Everyone I don't like is Hitler. But it's different coming from the prime minister of one of the strongest, because they have our military support, one of the strongest countries in the world. And so it's not, James Lindsay or some other, like middle centrist right influencer calling people who are farther right than him the woke right or whatever. Like, this is literally the prime minister of a country who is calling people enemies of the state. And you know what happens when people are called enemies of the state? Like, they justify violence against you because you become deplorable. You become they dehumanize you so that they can do things to you. And so this whole idea.
Braden's right on this. That's what they're doing. It's like being called, like when Hillary called us a basket of deplorables when Trump ran the first time. Okay, we've been called all kinds of shit. What did Biden call us? Biden called us something too. I can't remember. Right-wing extremist, terrorist, domestic terrorist. Like, he called us all kinds of shit. But it does remind me of, like, him calling us the alt-right reminds me of them calling us a basket of deplorables. Like, you're going to get that same fucking energy that we had back in 2016 when we went all the fuck in for Trump. This time, you're going to get the exact opposite, and we're going to go all the fuck in against Trump. And a lot of people don't people are slowly waking up to this Israel shit. And I'm telling you, Trump needs to wake up to this. Like, and if he doesn't, then it's gonna be a shitty next 3 years for him. Because the one thing that we do on the right, for the most part, with people that really have morals, values, and beliefs, we hold our elected officials accountable to some degree. We at least fucking call them out when they make mistakes. So this dude coming into our country and calling right-wing people fucking Nazis. You are a prime minister of a foreign country. Shut the fuck up. You are a guest in this house, boy. Do you understand that? You're a guest in this fucking house. Anyway.
Well, Elon Musk is our friend, and TikTok, I really hope it goes through. I mean, I just got banned on TikTok, so I don't really care if it goes through or not. 1.9 million followers, cheers. Although TikTok does suck, like genuinely it does. I don't care about that app anymore. So unless Larry wants to, bring me back and be like, hey, Braden, come on back. Although I highly doubt it, considering he is the largest single donor of the Friends of the IDF, the FIDF, out of any other person. I think he's donated like $40 million to them or something crazy like that as a single person, not counting any contributions made charitably through his companies or anything like that. So there's going to be a slow technological takeover. At least I'm predicting it to be slow. If they can manage to push TikTok through quickly, then they're going to try to push other platforms even more. I mean, Meta's already Mark Zuckerberg. Jeff Bezos owns Amazon and Amazon Prime. And the Washington Post. You already have massive conglomerates which are owned by Israeli influences. So I'm not really is anyone really surprised at this point?
No, but Sarah,
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
mean-
interesting because he brings up. I was like, real fast, go into this, but I want you to say something real fast to the terms of. I know you're Catholic. I know you guys are both Catholic, but he just politicized and admitted something that evangelical Christianity, Israel has a vested interest in ensuring that the United States remains evangelical and not Catholic and not Orthodox, not because he cares about the salvation of Christians or truth about Christ, so that he can maintain control of his country in our narrative. I want you to say what you're going to say, but I also want you to speak to that too, whether you agree with that, because that's a controversial statement, considering the majority of Americans are evangelical.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really surprising at all. I think that's kind of, I guess, common knowledge that the evangelical vote is pretty much the biggest reason why America has supported Israel for so long. But it is interesting when you look into the history of Christians, supporting Christian Zionism, dispensationalism, and all that. It's a very recent thing, and it's like even a lot of Protestants, like the Reformed Church, or I think different types like Presbyterians, Anglicans, they don't even have the same Christian Zionist theology that evangelicals do. It's like a very modern thing. And if you look at like most Protestants and all Catholics and Orthodox, it's like literally the only Christians in all of the world who have this weird thing where they pretend like there's another dispensation, a separate covenant that God has with the Jewish people that it's different than what he has with Christians just because of their ethnicity or whatever. It's like this is literally just pretty much just Christians in America who believe this, and pretty much only the past 100 years. So yeah, there's obviously been a subversive political agenda to spread Christian Zionism among evangelicals. And you'll even notice, I don't know if you guys remember the whole televangelist movement, but a lot of boomers grew up getting their theology from the TV during the 60s and the 70s when Israel needed the most support. And you'll see a lot of the backers of these televangelists like Billy Graham or whatever were Zionists or Jews or whatever. They want to get these specific preachers on the TV, and that's why a lot of boomers believe the things that they do, and a lot of boomer Christians are evangelicals. They got their theology from the TV, not from church or a specific like actual Protestant theology. It's just like this modern invention.
Yeah, I agree with her on that. If you talk to most boomers are pro-Israel. Okay. And she's right. They were taught by, you go back and you watch some of these tele-evangelical preachers or whatever, the ones you've seen on the TV, real late at night or early in the morning, however you want to look at it. Most of them are preaching a pro-Israel message. Okay. And the thing is when Christ was sacrificed on the cross, okay, Jews and Gentiles, like there's no, I'm going to try to explain this to you from like a non-scriptural, well, not so much a non-scriptural, without quoting scriptures, okay? Jew and Gentile, all right, if you're a believer in Christ and he's your Lord and Savior, and you've given your life to Christ, okay, there's no difference between Jew and Gentile, okay? We have been grafted in, all right? There's no Jews are higher up than we are, okay? If a Jew comes to believe in Christ as his Lord and Savior, not as a prophet, because there's a lot of Jews out there that believe that Jesus Christ is burning in hell somewhere, okay? The thing is if there's a Jew that believes in Jesus Christ, he's their Lord and Savior, he's been saved, so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, then he's no better than I am just because he's Jewish. All right. He's no better. That's why when people say, well, they're God's chosen people, it's like, well, after the sacrifice of Christ, we're all God's chosen people. If we give our life to Christ, we follow after him, have been born again. Okay. I'm not talking about some generic water baptism, which some people do. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Okay. But I'm saying, like, if you've been truly born again, there is no separation. Okay. There is no, hey, he's higher than me because he's Catholic, or he's higher than me because he's Orthodox, or he's higher than me because he was formerly a Jew. Okay. It just don't make sense, bro. It don't. But people don't want to see that. Everybody thinks that their brand of religion is the correct one. I don't know. That's why I quit going to church. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, you don't go to church, man? You don't go to church, man?" Because they're not selling. They're not preaching the gospel. They're selling their brand of the scriptures. Okay? The scriptures tell us that, what's that scripture? And I can't remember it off the top of my head. Something about be a worker, show thine approved. You should work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay. Now I know I'm butchering it because it's been a while. Okay. I'm not claiming I'm the most scriptural person or I read my Bible every day. But there's a lot of people out there that are practicing bad theology. Okay. And I'm not trying to like make anybody question the church they go to. If you go to a certain church, you feel like it works for you, you feel like your relationship is strong with Christ, by all means, keep doing it. Okay. But I'm telling you, God, I believe Elijah's in this position right now. And he knows it, but he kind of, I don't know if he really realizes it. No matter where Elijah goes, okay, Elijah is not going to be happy as a Catholic, Orthodox, Baptist, all right, evangelical, Protestant. He's not going to be happy. It's because God has put a calling on this guy's life, okay, that is different than any other calling, all right? And he thinks this is the thing, Elijah thinks he's like some kind of degenerate, okay? And it's come out of his own mouth, okay? He thinks he is. I don't know why I went down this route, but I wanted to say, because I'm live and I can say whatever I want. The thing is God sometimes uses the lowest of low people, okay, in our minds, because we're not, in God's eyes, we're identical across the board, okay? And this is the thing. Everybody, in my opinion, everybody sins. A lot of people just hide it better. You can claim you're perfect. You can claim you got it all figured out. But brother, you are not fooling me. And this is to all the Christians that think they're like, yeah, you're not. You're not fooling me, bro. Anyway. But I think Elijah's got a calling on his life. And his calling is to do exactly what he's doing. Okay? He'll have his ups. He'll have his downs. But I believe that Elijah is a follower of Christ. And I think he's doing the right thing. But anyway, let's finish this up real quick. I got off on a rant there.
Well, yeah, one of my favorite. one of my favorite quotes is from my own confirmation saint, Saint Justin Martyr, where he says, "Do not say the scriptures are yours; they are now ours." And then I pulled up another one from Saint Barnabas that says, "Don't add to your sins by saying that the covenant is both theirs and ours. Yes, it is ours, but they lost it forever." And so even the early Christians recognized that the continuation of the covenant God made to the chosen people of Israel, which for, everyone watching, most of the people watching already know this, but Israel as a word was the name of Jacob. Jacob was just renamed Israel, and Jacob's descendants, through which Jesus came, according along the
What up,
lineage
chopsticks?
are just the people of God. And so the place itself has no correlation biblically, and it's so interesting watching specifically boomers just lose their minds when you bring this up, because like you said, it's not anti-Semitic, it's not hateful of a group of people to simply point out, hey, this doesn't match up.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
Yeah.
like it was to play this video for us here for a second, Mike, of the PragerU video. So a lot of these influencers are being bought out, right? I'm going to have a conversation hopefully soon with Officer Tatum, who we are calling Officer Talmud, or Talmud Tatum, people who like met with Netanyahu, switched up their narrative, and are kind of defending the indefensible. And one of the weird switch ups that I've seen is allegedly Alex Jones called me out like 20 to 30 minutes in his show today and called me a Jew hater. I haven't seen it yet. That's what the chat's saying. I would imagine it's probably about my viral video about this topic, talking about how we are legitimately being targeted, harassed, and punished. And everybody knows it. You can't hide it anymore. Okay? It's like you can't hide the fact that if you are not supportive of a foreign nation over your own nation, you will be punished. You will be ostracized. You will be beat down and mocked and ridiculed and pushed into the corner unless you submit to their totalitarian regime. And when you say things in the same sentence, we've got to get control of things here. And you also mentioned there are other ways we can attack this, like with drones, right? That's a very, very loaded.
I thought that was a weird fucking comment like that he made. I'm glad Elijah caught that. I missed this. I watched this show yesterday, but I missed this part for some reason. I might have been when I watch this show, it comes on at like 7:00, and I missed some of it because I'm like up doing shit with the kids and stuff. But anyway, it's almost over.
To their totalitarian regime. And when you say things in the same sentence, we've got to get control of things here. And you also mentioned there are other ways we can attack this, like with drones, right? That's a very, very loaded statement as a political leader currently at war. And then you actually call this the Eighth Front War. So you say, this narrative issue, we've got to get control of it. And then we told everyone, this is the problem. You tell everyone the selling of TikTok has nothing to do with China. Okay? It has nothing to do with it. And what did they tell me? Oh, you're a Chinese propagandist. Oh, you just want our information in China's hands. Well, I'd rather have my information in China's hands than Israel's hands, to be quite honest. I wouldn't like it in either. But at least one country said they want to kill me, and the other country, I don't think they want me to die. I don't think that either country are our allies, and I don't believe that either are to be trusted, and I don't think either of their governments are friendly with us. But I just believe that Israel has a clear interest in destroying any patriotic movement in this country that seeks to restore order.
Yeah, so I agree with Elijah on that. I mean, I think that Israel does not have the best interest.
Portland, Oregon.
Whoops, sorry. Does not have our best interest in mind. They don't want the best for Christian Americans in this country. They probably don't want the best for Americans in this country. Okay. I think there's a deep-rooted plan to try to get everybody on the same page. And if you're a social media influencer as big as Elijah, because Elijah, let's go. Let me see. Elijah has 839,000 subscribers or followers on X, At one time on YouTube, he had like 500,000 subscribers. So I would say Elijah is a pretty big social media influencer as far as like conservative, like he's a conservative voice that people will listen to, a trusted voice, in my opinion. So I don't know. You got to be careful. And in my opinion, people like Elijah, people like Myron Gaines, people like Nick Fuentes. These people are the ones that should be like fucking high alert. Okay. And that's just my personal opinion. And I've said this a couple times on my last couple live streams. I don't agree with the guys I just mentioned, Nick isn't going to do it. But I know like Crowder did a change my mind today, and he went to a college campus for a change my mind. Not a good idea. Okay. And I'm going to say this, and I don't give a fuck what people think about me, but I'm telling you, it's not a good idea. Stop fucking doing it. Okay. The left wants to kill you. And in Elijah's situation, the fucking Jews probably want to kill him, Israel. I don't think it's a good idea just to go out in the public and say, here I am. But, well, what do I know? I keep trying to tell people. And I hope nothing bad happens. Let's put it that way. All right. So I wanted to play this clip. There's another clip on here. I don't know if I saved it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, that's a guy. All right, so here I do want to say this. This is a TikToker. She talks about her meeting with Bibi Netanyahu. So this is the type of stuff, in my opinion, that we should be worried about. You should be paying attention to your social media like influencers and watching what they do. If they've never really talked about Israel before, and now all of a sudden they're talking about Israel and their sovereignty and all kinds of weird shit, you should automatically question these people. It's crazy. I haven't listened to this whole clip, so let me just play it. I'll probably just play it the majority of the way through.
Yesterday, I got the honor of meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu as part of a special focus group for Christian conservative Gen Zers, and we were essentially addressing the concerns that we had, right? There's clearly been a growing divide. He wanted to know why. He wanted to know what Israel could be doing better. He wanted to understand where we were coming from, and to his credit, he did listen to us extremely attentively and took in a lot of what we were saying. And from our end, while of course we were polite and we were there also trying to form more unity, we were asking him the hard questions that a lot of people from our generation have been raising concerns about. For example, and the same way he listened to us and took in our criticisms, I'm truly hoping that you guys will listen to the answer. AIPAC. AIPAC is something that I see all the time. Number one, AIPAC is not an Israeli organization. It has no ties whatsoever to the government of Israel. It's not foreign lobbying. It's a lobbyist group that happens to be lobbying for a certain group of people, right? And this is not.
What are those certain group of people? Jews. Don't tell me that the Israel government doesn't have any kind of influence or have some kind of fucking spies in AIPAC, okay? There's your first sign. BB said, how much money is it going to take for you to make this video? I didn't take much. Let's put it that way. Probably didn't take much.
Lobbying. It's a lobbyist group that happens to be lobbying for a certain group of people, right? And this is not unique to Israel. There are multiple countries that do this, and there's multiple different groups that do this. For some reason, people just attach on to AIPAC, despite the fact that AIPAC, like,
she is right. There is other groups and lobbies that do this type of stuff. But look at AIPAC's influence and all the other ones. You'll see. AIPAC's a fucking big player. All right. And from what Thomas Massey says, everybody in Congress has an AIPAC guy. All right. Every person in Congress has an AIPAC guy. And they control what they say and what they do, what they vote for. Anyway.
Makes up less than 5% of the lobbying. So if you have a problem with lobbying like me, that's totally fine. I'm against AIPAC because I'm against lobbying. But you can't just hone in on one specific group. If you're going to be against it, then be against it for everybody. Moving on from that, we were asking questions about these rumors that Israel has been going out and funding people. And no, none of us were paid for that meeting.
And this is the thing. We've never, like everybody on the right that I follow and I listen to, like nobody's ever said anything like AIPAC should be the only lobby that we attack. No, we've attacked every fucking foreign lobby that is like tried to influence our elections, try to influence our politicians, try to influence our overall government. Like we've been on their ass about it. AIPAC is just the most vocal and attributes a shit ton of money to our government. So they're going to be criticized. All right? They're going to be criticized. Like, this video is annoying me.
But I wish, BB, if you want to write the 150 million check, go for it. But we asked about funding, and as he explained,
the $150 million that was supposedly written to Charlie Kirk, that I'm not sure really happened or whatever, has become a fucking joke now. Okay? So what happens is they get called out on their shit. Okay, there was a meeting in the Hamptons. At first, everybody was saying it was like a secret meeting. I don't know if it was or not. From what I heard, it was either a secret meeting or Charlie Kirk planned it all, and it was like a Turning Point USA retreat kind of thing. I don't know what to believe in that situation. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Then I heard Charlie Kirk was offered $150 million. And then I heard Charlie Kirk was offered $2 million. Don't know what's true. Okay. But all of a sudden, the $150 million thing has become a running joke. All right. And then like they'll make fun of now like the Hamptons retreat and all this stuff. Like I don't know. I think it's weird. It's just weird.
50 million check, go for it. But we asked about funding, and as he explained, Israel is not offering to fund anybody. They're not trying to get involved in American political advocacy groups. That has never happened. And if you're concerned about this, who you should be concerned about is Qatar, because they are doing this. They are going out and funding these universities and these political organizations. Many of these protests / riots that you see destroying our cities, a lot of that has foreign funding from Qatar. And yet people are silent about it, or they're pointing the finger at Israel for something that they're not even doing. The last thing that we really touched on was the aid. People don't know this, but Netanyahu's first address to Congress was to say that they didn't want aid. Jimmy Carter, who is a notoriously anti-Israel president, is actually who started this because
fuck, dude, they said, listen here, bitch, open your mouth. We're going to regurgitate every fucking talk, every pro-Israel talking point, and we want you to fit it in this fucking 3-minute video. And she said, yes. Like some of the same shit that she's saying has come directly out of Bibi Netanyahu's mouth. Fucking wild, bro. All right, it's the first time I've seen this video, but yeah, she's like this is it's not good, bro. It's not good. I hope this woman doesn't have any let me see. Let's see. I'm gonna fucking pull up her TikTok on my phone. And I'm gonna show you. Well, I might show you. Let's pull up this girl's TikTok. See how many people. Oh. That makes sense. Okay, so she's Turning Point. She works for Turning Point. That's what I'm thinking. So she does have 90,000 followers on TikTok. That's crazy. Crazy. Crazy shit. So she's feeding this to 90,000 people. This fucking line of BS. And most people don't do their research. Most people won't go research this and see if it's true.
Because he saw that Israel was building up their air force and he didn't want them to. So he gave them aid that they could only use to buy military weapons from us, and they had to agree to shut down their manufacturers. So now they're dependent in a way on this aid for military operations that America doesn't want them to lose because we use it as a leash on them. And I think people need to understand that maybe a little bit more. But it was an extremely incredible opportunity. I'm very grateful for his time, and I really hope some positive change comes out of it, and some people will do some more research rather than believing everything they see online.
My God, dude. The amount of fucking horse shit she had to fit in to that 3 minutes. It's crazy work, bro. That is crazy work. I hope people do their research and find out the truth instead of believing everything online. Me too. Me too. Because it'll be highly beneficial for you. I don't know, dude. That was crazy. It's crazy work. Oh, man. It's wild shit. All right. So I'm done
Yesterday, I
talking.
got the honor of
Marks.
meeting with Prime Minister.
I'm done talking about Israel. Let's talk about another problem we have in this country. All right. I want to be fair because I'm working on something about Islam too, just to let you know. I'm an equal opportunist, baby. All right. I believe in criticizing both fucking sides. All right. And the one thing I'm going to talk about here soon, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. I like this video, so I saved it, wanted to share it. All right. This is just the tip of the iceberg. But this talks about Islam. And I'm pretty sure this is like over in the UK, Great Britain, or whatever. Like this is this video. I can't remember where it come from, but it was pretty inspirational. I liked it. I liked what the guy had to say, so I'm gonna play it. Hold on. I got it saved somewhere else, and I thought somebody explained it. Okay. So this talks about like Muslims coming to the United States or to like the UK, what they should be doing. Okay. So I really like this guy's video. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. It's only a minute, 30 seconds long, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night. I'm gonna put my fucking kids to bed.
I don't think in my country, believe me, every inch of this land is mine. My ancestors have lived here for over 1,000 years. I don't believe in bending anything to newcomers. You've chosen to live in my country. You live by our ways. We have the right to intellectually criticize one another's faiths. As a Christian, I'm not intimidated by that. We've already gone through hundreds of years of doing this to ourselves. Christianity can stand up to it. Islam, by contrast, is pretty new to the world of getting criticized intellectually. It is absolutely right to criticize Muhammad, his conduct, his words, right to criticize the Quran. And if you don't like that, go and live somewhere else. We will be better off without you in this country. I want a country that will destroy anyone who does not accept the terms that I offered. Any Islamist who tries to impose Sharia law, any Islamist who thinks that we're going to use violence because you
Fucking preach that shit.
Criticize that book. I want a country that will destroy their lives, take away their kids, chuck them in prison, stop them having jobs, move them out of the country. Yeah. I do not want to tolerate any Muslim living in this country that does not accept the Christian heritage of this land and what comes with that. If you are willing to accept the Christian heritage of the nation, then there's a place for you. It's not just get rid of Muslims because they're Muslims. But I don't give a shit about Islamists. I think we need to ruin their lives, and anyone who even slightly hints at an Islamist ideology should be dealt with mercilessly, ruthlessly. All right. Are we clear about the term?
Are we clear about the terms, bitch? Are we clear about them? All right, we are now. Shit. He said, fuck Islam. I feel the same way. All right. But anyway, it was like an hour and a half of straight bashing Israel and the Jews, and then all of a sudden I just crept in an Islam video. But be on the lookout for a video here coming soon. It's going to be a live stream criticizing Islam and what I think's going on. I got a video coming up. What's today? Tuesday. Thursday might be about the Antifa shit that's going on, like the Portland shit. If anything pops off, I'm going to keep it open. I'm not going to like back my way or back myself into a corner. If there's a breaking story, I'm going to report on it. But for the most part, my plan is to talk about Antifa and what's going on in Portland and Chicago and ICE raids and ICE facilities and all that shit. So have a good one, Jeff. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out, brother. Appreciate you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off here for the night. I'm going to play a song on the way out just because I want to, because I fucking can. All right? That's the way I feel about it. All right, hold on. I had a song pulled up. Okay, yeah. I know which one I'm playing. I'm going to play a song on the way out just because I want to hear it and I can. And fuck it. So this is a Tyson James track. Hey, go check out Tyson James's new album. Okay, it's called Holy Rebellion. Track is dope, or the whole album's dope. Fire, bro. Fire. If you're a Christian, you need to go cop that album, in my opinion. Love it. Shout out to Tyson James. But anyway, we'll play this track on the way out. So this is Tyson James, my buddy. Have a good night, everybody. I appreciate you stopping through, watching the live stream. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about Israel, our alliance with them. Are they ally? Are they foe? Whatever you believe, we'll comment back and forth, whatever. I do want to do a little bit more research and then have like an open panel, like dig a little bit more into this shit and then like have an open panel with people and just get people's opinions on it. That's going to be coming soon too, maybe here in the next couple weeks. I did want to touch on one thing. Hopefully not everybody fucking left, okay, because I didn't have a whole lot of people in here tonight. It's not a very popular subject, okay? But I am under construction, okay? There's going to be some shit happening behind me. I've switched my desk around. I've cleaned up a little bit. I am going to put like a background in the back. Haven't figured out what I'm doing yet, but that's coming soon. Also, I am starting a new podcast. I'm keeping the name of it under wraps, but I would say here in the next, 2 weeks. I'd say 2 weeks, I'm going to have the podcast up and running. Every night, it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, every night at 9:30 p.m. Okay, we're going to do a live stream. We're going to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. All right. Some nights will be open panels. Some nights won't be. And we'll talk about pretty much everything. So I do have a name for it. I'm just not releasing it yet. So waiting on a few things to come through. It's going to be exciting shit. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm hyped up for it. So if you're watching this channel, you should be fucking hyped up for it too, all right? If you have made it an hour and 34 minutes into this show and you ain't fucking hyped up, come on now. Anyway, I'm out for the night. Here's Tyson James, my buddy, on the way out, just because I can and I like this track. Just remember, wherever I go, I got my buddy, all right? Got my buddy. All right. God bless you guys. God bless your family. And God bless the United States of America. I'm out of here.
Me and my buddies rolling so deep it ain't funny. Block 19 in my pack. passenger seat, and it got about 20. Pop the trunk, got the AR, make you wanna pray hard. Break up in my house, you get a graveyard. Man, I protect mine, Cuddy. Don't cross the line, you won't get mine, buddy. They say, Tyson, you a Christian, how you like guns? I ain't not the type to sit and wait for the sirens. If you ain't got a big, you better buy one. I got 2 9s for the swine, why would I run? Oh, a demon gon' catch me slipping? Show up at the crib, you gon' get me tripping. I pack in the no-fly zone. My buddy coming with me everywhere I go. I know, I'm a white boy rapping. Pistol packing, Bible smacking. You ain't gon' catch me lacking, I know. I'm a Jesus rocking, demon stomping. You ain't gonna see me flopping, I grow. When I go, I keep buddy on my hip. 20 in the clip, anybody wanna trip? I'm a two-way savage, a Christian, and I'm not your average, never. Say hello to my friend. I got heat, don't need to pretend. I got kids I need to defend. My peace gon' be with me to the end. Say hello to my friend. I got heat, don't need to pretend. I got kids I need to defend. My peace gon' be with me to the end. Me and my buddies, rolling so deep it ain't funny. Glock 19 in my passenger seat, and it got about 20. Pop the trunk, got the AR, make you wanna pray hard. Break up in my house, you get a graveyard. Man, I protect mine, Cuddy. Don't cross the line, you won't get my buddy. My buddy coming with me ain't alone. My buddy coming with me in a gun-free zone. My buddy, mess around and find out. Look, I trust in God, but I'll still pull that 9 out. You ain't gonna take my rights, try to dumb me down. You ain't gonna take my fight, I win. If I go out with a bang, I'm in. My kids are all a part of my gang and I spin. I'm a Pride Month fashion, maybe having daily packing. Threaten me, I may be clapping, go away. I'm a muscle pumping, muscle dumping. I'm gonna ruffle something, okay. Look, I'm the Bible thumper you were warned about. I got the gunpowder and it's more than just a quarter ounce. I'm a two-way stepper, got guns, and they ain't spraying pepper, never. Say hello to my friend. I got heat, don't need to pretend. I got kids I need to defend. My peace gon' be with me to the end. Say hello to my friend. I got heat, don't need to pretend. I got kids I need to defend. My peace gon' be with me to the end. Me and my buddies, rolling so deep it ain't funny. Glock 19 in my passenger seat, and it got about 20. Pop the trunk, got the AR, make you wanna pray hard. Break up in my house, you get a graveyard. Man, I protect mine, Cuddy. Don't cross the line, you won't get my buddy.